Hi, everybody. Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Tempest by WeatherFlow. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system and join the fastest growing observing network on the planet. The link is on the descriptor to this video. And if you use the coupon code Joe and Joe Weather Show for whatever you purchase, you will get an extra 10% off. So Tempest by WeatherFlow. And of course, we'll be looking forward to tonight's Joe and Joe Weather Show, where we still have this northwest flow in the northeast, and it's keeping things relatively quiet as we check out the watches and warnings. This is as of 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're watching this late this afternoon, be sure to check out weather.gov to see where the severe thunderstorm watches are, because this one here that you see across Kansas has been issued unusually early. Usually we don't start to see these severe thunderstorm watches go up until mid or late afternoon, but this one popped up early. And we'll take a look at that when we get to the SPC map in a bit. But otherwise, it's quiet in the east. We've got some flood watches in southeast Texas, also in parts of southeastern Montana, some snow melt continuing up in the northern Rockies, adding to some river flooding. Meanwhile, we do have this weak disturbance that is moving southeastward, making some progress. As we move into the afternoon hours, skies are partly to mostly sunny across the northern half of Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, into southern New England, now becoming mostly sunny across Long Island too, but we still have lingering cloudiness in South Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania, down into Maryland and Delaware, and there's even a little bit of rain that is showing up on the radar as of, again, this is just about 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This little patch of leftover rain moving through Maryland and Delaware over the Delmarva Peninsula. That will continue to slide southeast and gradually disappear. Meanwhile, with the severe thunderstorm watch that we have up in Kansas, we've got a slew of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. Again, I just want to remind everybody, it's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on this radar. So if you're looking at this later today, make sure you go to weather.gov to get the latest weather information if you're watching from this region. And this area is moving to the southeast. It's a nice, compact little shortwave here that's producing what looks like a Boeing line of heavy showers and storms. And as I said, even a couple of tornado warnings in the mix. The Storm Prediction Center for today, with an enhanced risk and a 5% tornado risk in that area in Kansas. You have slight risk covering much of that state, including northern Oklahoma and southwestern Missouri. We also have a marginal to slight risk in the Carolinas to southeastern Virginia, and that is not coming with a tornado risk. The primary risk there is going to be hail and wind. So not quite the dynamics for tornadoes to form there. It would be less than 2% chance. And you can see there's a 30% chance of hail in that complex of storms that's going on in Kansas. Rainfall next 7 days. We're seeing, now this takes us through next Tuesday morning. So we are going to have rain to contend with probably Sunday night into Monday. And that's why we see a half to 3/4 of an inch now in southern New England, back across Pennsylvania, a little patch of an inch and a half plus in northern West Virginia. Big rains up and down the plains from Texas northward to North Dakota. Some areas, especially in south central Texas, looking at 5 to maybe 10 inches of rain being forecast over the next week. And up in the Dakotas, and over back into Montana, we're seeing an area of 2.5 to as much as 4 inches of rain being indicated there. Nothing really much is changing here from day to day. We're kind of in this mode right now where things are just quiet, and it gets like that sometimes. We have a high pressure cell that is building in. As we said, these disturbances in the east are forced out, so the high builds down the east coast. You see on Wednesday, there's some showers and storms from Texas northeastward up the Mississippi Valley, but nice weather taking over in the northeast down through the middle and even in parts of the South Atlantic states. Temperatures tomorrow in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England should make it up into the low, maybe even the middle 70s. And then we're going to start to see temperatures rise a bit as we move into Thursday. There's a west wind, the high off the North Carolina coast. So let's say 70s to around 80 is a pretty good bet, particularly if we have a good deal of sunshine. We might even get slightly above that range. Low pressure there in New Mexico, producing showers and storms across the Gulf states on Thursday, and some heavier rains up to the north into the northern plains. Initially, that's going to be going more to the north than to the east, so we're good on Friday. I think we'll be seeing temperatures into the 80s Friday. There's a weak weather front that comes through early Saturday morning with maybe a couple of showers with that. We'll have to see how that holds together. We saw this system from last night just basically be much weaker and further south. Maybe the same thing will happen here. But once that goes by, I think Mother's Day will be a decent day. That high over Lake Superior does build in, and we should have some sun. We should have at least some sunshine for Mother's Day. Temperatures are going to be cooler. I think we'll be up into the upper 70s and low 80s on Saturday, but we will probably be more like upper 60s and lower 70s on Sunday. And then you see this low that comes out from the west. Today's run much slower with bringing rain eastward. It doesn't really bring it in until later during Tuesday and Tuesday night rather than on Sunday night and Monday, which is what some of the earlier model runs were showing. So we're just going to have to figure that all out. Sorry about that. We're just going to have to figure the call to the post shows up every once in a while. We'll figure that all out over the next couple of days. Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope to see you then.